My name is Cassandra Van Voorhees, and I am a program therapist at First Step Center. So most of my mental health history is working with horses and doing equine therapy. Horses have taught me a lot about myself. I was training for Ironman at one point in my career with horses, and what they did for me was continually remind me to be in the present moment, which is something when you're doing a 13-hour race is very important when you're out there. Horses are amazing to work with because they are always in the present moment. They are never concerned about the future or worried about the past. And when you're working with them, they ask you to meet them there in that space. Horses also are very honest in that if they don't like something, they move away from it. If they like something, they move toward it. They can also sense our emotions. They can sense fear and sadness and anger. I had a personal experience doing equine where I was asked to do a task and this horse would not listen to me. And I watched this when I started working with clients. I got to watch that process with them as well. And once I finally got honest and really present in what was going on with me, the horse came right over and put his nose right into my chest. And that feeling that you get of connection, sometimes when I have clients that are working with horses, it's the first time they've ever felt connected to anything. And that sense of being connected and in community with something else, even if it's a horse, allows that feeling to develop and hopefully move on to other aspects in their life. Horses also allow us to work on skills like mindfulness. You can do a session in an arena where you let 4 or 5 horses out and just let them kind of do their thing. And us as, observers, what we ask of our clients is to observe their behavior almost like from a beginner's mind, from the mind of a baby. And we can gather so much information from a session like that. What clients tend to do is judge what the horses are doing. They'll say, oh, that horse is mad at that other horse because he's biting it, or that horse looks happy because he's running around. And what we challenge clients to do, and what I challenge myself even in my own life, is to simply observe without judgment. In that, how do we know that horse is angry? Or how would we know we're not speaking to it, it's not communicating with us? Actually, horses clean each other a lot, which can look like biting. So it's simply observing behaviors. You can take this out into your everyday life of simply observing without judging, of noticing your surroundings. And it brings you into the present moment, and it allows one to have a conversation, a tough conversation with someone else that they may be uncomfortable having, but knowing that that person is having their own experience and I'm having my own experience, and I'm just going to observe this and try not to judge what's happening. It allows us to be more vulnerable and open and honest with one another, and in the same time drawing boundaries and taking care of ourselves in the process. So horses can be the basis for growth like that. A lot more times clients have an easier time noticing what's coming up for them is from a past experience. So if a horse is not doing what I'm asking it to do, or what we do a lot of movement. So you're going to move a horse without touching it or bribing it, or putting a halter on it and leading it, but you are going to move the horse with energy. So a lot of clients, what ends up coming up for them, when a horse is not doing what they're asking it, they may get frustrated or irritated or angry, and they can relate it back to a previous experience, which brings them into the present moment. And then when they're in the present moment, that connection with the horse happens almost immediately. and then they can go forward and ask a horse to do what they are wanting that horse to do. So it's a lot of understanding that a lot of our own behaviors and feelings and emotions come from a place in the past, and they no longer serve a purpose in right here in the present moment. And then once you're in the present moment, you have no past and there is no future. There is just right now in this moment. And that's when true connection happens, whether it's with a horse or another human.